Back with this sit down video, guys. It's like almost midnight my time. Wanted to kind of sit down and make a quick video because the last 2 days have been kind of crazy for me. Probably my best days as a closer in the high ticket sales space. In the last 2 days, I've done over $60,000 in info product sales, which is pretty crazy. Like numbers most guys in this space do in a month. And I've kind of just reflected on my journey in the last year and a bit. And I've realized like I've had to go through so many trials and tribulations to actually get to this stage where, I'm making money that I never would have thought I would be making so fast, to be honest. Like I always knew I would get there. I always knew I'd be a successful person. But I didn't think it would actually come this quickly, to be honest with you. Not that I was looking for, a get rich quick, because obviously with sales, it's definitely not like that. But it's a skill at the end of the day. But, it's great to think that the hard work that I put in, it's actually being rewarded, right? And I just think back to the days where like I'll be dialing in my room when nobody was watching me, working countless hours, literally dedicating my life to my craft, and all the shit I had to go through, mentally, right? And my own mental battles. Like as a 22-year-old making this type of money, the reality of it, guys, I work a lot. I work crazy, right? Not because I have to work, but because I want to work, right? I genuinely love what I do. And every single day I wake up with the hunger and desire to be the best. And, when you work a lot, like you don't really have the time to do things that, guys normally your age would do, right? Like have fun, right? Like, I definitely, I do have fun sometimes, but I've had to cut out so many distractions in my life, girls, partying, drinking, all that shit. I've had to cut so much of that out and just focus on the task ahead. And I've lost a lot of friendships, relationships over the last year, because my life is just on a different trajectory. I always knew from the start, I didn't want to go down that route of, working on the weekdays and just living for the weekends. I wanted to find something that I would love every single day, just fucking grinding towards that one goal in my head, to make as much money as possible, to fucking help my parents out, retire them, do all the shit that a son is supposed to do. That was my goal. That was in my mind. That's what I wanted to do. And obviously, for myself as well, like buy the nice things, go, travel the world, do things that not many people get to do in their lives. But it's come with a lot of sacrifice. There's sharks out there doing crazy numbers, making over 6 figures a month, $50,000 a month in the grand scheme of things. The good thing about it is I don't get taxed in Dubai, which is fantastic. I get to fucking keep all the money I make. But the grand scheme of things is there's levels to this game, and I understand that. But to get to that next level, you have to understand that you have to sacrifice a lot of shit. You'll lose friendships, you'll lose relationships, you'll lose a lot of stuff. But everything that goes in the quest of greatness is meant to go, and it's just not meant to be in your life. So it's been crazy, man. Like $60,000, which is like almost $7,000 in commission in the last 2 days. And since I was a teenager, like I always felt different to most people. Like my mindset was always different. I always went against the grain for other people. I don't know if many of you guys know my journey or not, but I never went to university. Both my parents are educated people. I never went to school. I finished high school, and that was about it in terms of education. And I got a lot of shit from people, not going to university, and my family, my friends all judged me. I just knew that wasn't for me. And so if you think you're meant for something greater, just understand that you just need to find that one thing that's going to stick. Find the one thing that you resonate with and just stay consistent with it, right? Like if it's sales, any other business model out there, just stay consistent with the one thing. Don't jump around from different business models and different things, try to make money and try to do it quickly. Understand that anything great comes in life does not happen fast. I didn't get into sales because I wanted to get rich quick. I got into sales because I wanted to learn a skill that I knew was a very high level skill to learn, and that would pay me for the rest of my life, all right? And even if I lost all the money I had in my bank account, right? I've been able to, over the last year, have stack up multiple 6 figures in my bank account. If I was to lose all that money, I would know that I could make it like that. You know why? Because I'm the best fucking sales rep in this industry. Most of you guys watching this video are trying to break into sales or get into high ticket sales space. Know this, like it does not happen overnight, right? It happens with consistent effort. Like I remember days I'd be sitting in my room dialing until like 7 a.m. Dubai time, right? Getting rejected constantly. And the money that I'm making now is a reflection of that. Like the reason I'm able to do this today, the reason I've gotten to this level that I am today, and I've gotten so good at sales is because I went through that shit, and I understood that when you're getting into this space, you have to be a student. You have to be willing to go through the shit to come out on the other end and actually get the outcome that you want to get. It does not happen overnight. And I see so many sales reps in this space. They're so fucking like entitled. They think they're like, they're getting sales right off the bat. They can get like a $10,000 a month closer role like that. And no, it does not work like that, right? Understand that you need to get good at this. This is a game, right? Level up, get your skills up. Being 22 years old, making $40,000, $50,000 a month consistently for the last 4 or 5 months as a high ticket closer. People that I spoke to years ago, like from high school, from my old life. I like to call it my old life because when I got into this space, I wanted to completely shut that shit off. Right? I come from Australia where the mindset's so backwards. People are so unambitious. They don't understand there's a whole world out there with people making all this money and they just think they're destined to work 9 to 5 jobs for the rest of their life. I always knew from like when I was growing up, I always knew that was not going to be me, right? And that's why there was always differences. That's why I was always the odd one out. And so when I got into this space, I try to completely forget about that whole life I had. And anybody who's, in a similar situation, understand that you just need to focus on yourself, cut out all the bullshit in your life, right? Drinking, girls, all this shit. Just focus on something for 1 year. And I'm telling you right now, on the other end, you're going to come out of that in a way better position. So like the reason I do what I want to do now is because when I'm 27 years old, I don't need to do anything. I can do whatever the fuck I want to do. Right? I have that much money that I have fuck you money. I want to get to the stage where I have fuck you money. And anybody out there who's like, made money really fast for some lucky way, like winning the lottery or, I don't know. To me, it doesn't, you don't want to win. You don't want to make it like that. But for me, the best part about all this is the journey, right? The journey that, you're on as a young entrepreneur trying to make money, trying to make a name for yourself. That's the most important thing about this. Embrace the struggles, embrace the hardships, embrace when your back is against the wall and you're stressed out. Because when you look back on this in 4 or 5 years and you have all the money that you want in your life, you look back on it and that was the part that actually mattered. I just came back from Spain. I was in Spain for a whole month. I didn't just came back. I've been back for a month now. And I haven't gone out once since I've been back. All I do every single day is take calls, go to the gym. Take calls, go to the gym. And some people might be like, it's a sad life, but I love it. I wouldn't ask for anything else. I love this shit, right? Shit fills me with joy. I don't know, maybe I'm a bit psycho in the head. I could be. But I think to make it, you have to be a little bit uneasy in the head. You have to have that little psychoness about you, right? Because my schedule is not of a normal person. I probably wake up at 2 p.m., right? Chill out for a bit in the first few hours of the day, then take calls from 4 p.m. to 6 a.m. every single day. I haven't taken one day off in a whole year. My sales manager is forcing me to take a day off. Even then, I don't even want to take a day off because right now, I'm pacing to be my own record, right? Which is over $400,000 in a single month in cash collected. Hopefully to make over $50,000 this month, but I'm being forced to take a day off because I'm fucking addicted to this shit. I love it, all right? I'm addicted to the game of making money, of being the best version of myself. And I want you guys to treat this as a game because this is genuinely a game, right? Look at all this shit. All this is fake. These buildings, these yachts, it's all fake. And when you start looking at life like a game, when you try to be the best version of yourself every single day, leveling yourself up in terms of skills, physique, everything, that's when you'll see in your life that everything that you want will come to you. It's kind of crazy that over a year ago, I was dead broke, had no money in my bank. Now I've got multiple 6 figures 1 year later. And the person that I am, I've not changed a single bit, right? Most people, when they start making some money, they start to change, right? Money kind of changes their personality, the way they are. I heard a quote from a pretty famous guy out there, and it really resonated with me because I'm still the same ass fucking person when I make money compared to when I don't. Because I've been this guy. I've been this, kind of cocky, arrogant, confidence person my whole life, even when I had nothing. And Floyd Mayweather actually said this. He said, "Money doesn't make me, I make money." And it's so true because when you allow money to make you as a person, well, you're cooked. You're genuinely cooked. So I'm still the same person. I just have a little bit more leverage now because all money is leverage, right? It just allows you to do things, right? I'm still the same guy. I'm still the same Shamim. I'm still, who I am as a person to my core. I've made it as a top 1% sales rep in the info product space. Not many people can say that, right? And I'm still going to do it, man. I still have, levels to climb. I still want to achieve huge numbers. I want to do over $10 million in sales in this space. Probably 3 or 4 M's right now, right? And I've only been closing for less than a year now. So I still got shit I want to do, but there's always different levels. And whenever you're getting into an industry, whenever you're starting to get into an industry, you have to just be a student. You have to come in with the mentality of being humble and a student. The reason I've been able to do so well is because when I started, I had a great mentor, right? And he showed me a lot, and I always listened to the advice he gave me. every single bit of advice he gave me. I just knew that he was on a different level to me, and I wanted to get to that level. So I listened to every single thing he said. I took every single piece of information, every single bit of advice. It didn't go into one ear and out the other. It stayed in my mind. And I've tried to mold myself into the version of that person that I want to be through the advice that he gave me. And I've, started to elevate myself. You want to make sure that you surround yourself with people who are better than you, right? Who make you want to be better. Because when you're in a circle of people who are lower than you, right, who are living shitty lives and don't have a future or don't have a lifestyle that you want to live, you're programming yourself to live that life subconsciously. You want to surround yourself with people who are on a different level, because that's only going to elevate you as a person. I'm just so thankful that I stuck to my gut. Like, I just listened to myself, I listened to my intuition, and I went down the road that I wanted to go on. I took control of my life. I forged my own path. Right? I didn't go down the path that others didn't. Right? And I can always say that. Like, there's one thing that I can leave this world with was I didn't do the things that people wanted me to do. I did it my way. Right? Shout out Frank Sinatra, My Way. But it's a great fucking song. If you want to listen to a nice song, go listen to Frank Sinatra, My Way. But no, like I genuinely just did it my way, and I didn't listen to anybody. And it's gotten to me where I've gotten now, right? The reality of it is, this whole journey is the most important thing that I want people to understand. Like, the struggles, the trials, the tribulations that you go through in this journey of trying to become, successful. It's genuinely the best part about all of this, right? Getting to that stage, yeah, it's fantastic, make all the money you want in the world, all that stuff. But the journey of getting there, don't fucking take it for granted, right? Embrace all the challenges, embrace all the hardships that you go through in life and business, and it's gonna make you a stronger person mentally, right? Because at this level that I'm at right now, in terms of as a sales rep, because I am a sales rep at the end of the day, the thing that separates the best sales reps from the shittest ones is not skill, right? At a certain stage, a certain level, everyone has some sort of skill to some degree, but it's the mentality that you have. It's the mental fortitude that you have when you get on calls, off calls, your whole life, the way you live life. That is the way, right? That is what separates most shitty reps to great reps. It's just the fucking mindset that you have, the competitiveness, the work ethic, all that shit that people say is like, work hard. It's true. The harder you work, the more money you make. That simple, right? The last 2 days have been crazy. Over $60,000 in the info product space in simply just cash collected, which is like around $6,000-$7,000 in my pocket. It's not a bad way to make money, right? Just talking to people and yapping and chatting shit all day. So if you're someone out there who can speak good English and has some level of charisma, get into sales. I'm out. Peace.